Hey, welcome back. It's day 3 of the Ultimate 10-Ball Championship coming to you from Harrah's Tunica Casino. Jay Halford here, joined with Danny DiLiberto. What a great matchup. And Danny, this is loser's bracket. Johnny Archer and Yukio Akagariyama. Probably the #1 player in Japan, and of course, the legendary Johnny Archer.
Well, I'm still working on how to pronounce his name.
Akagariyama. There you go. Akagariyama. You can say Yukio.
Yukio sounds better.
Yeah, I
More
like it
syllables.
too. I like it too.
Well, you know, in the past, you remember Fujima,
Right.
right?
Kazua.
Fujima.
You know, he's been a coach for the Arab Emirates, Arab Emirates, for that little country for many, many years. He's been coaching those guys, and he's developed some pretty good players over there in the Middle East.
We're talking about a former #1 Japanese player, Kazuo Fujima.
Yeah, but these guys today play so much better. I mean, this guy's a great player right here.
Well,
world class.
As you mentioned, the loser side looks like a winner side right now.
Well,
got a lot of great players on the loser side. This is one of the loser side games. The loser here packs his bags. Boy,
actually, they have to win this match just to get in the money, to make the top 32 out of 83 players. I mean, I look around the room, loser side, Bustamante, Efren Reyes, Dennis Arculio, Ralph Souquet, they're all playing right now just to make the money. That's how strong this field is. This is a world-class field they've assembled for this Ultimate 10-Ball Championships in both the men's and women's division. Next table over, Ava Mataya is playing Si-Meng Chen. The beauty of these shows on Pool Action TV is you can watch 2 matches at once, a men's and women's match.
But then they got to hear us.
Well, you know, you can't have everything.
Well, here we go. We're in game 1.
And he's jumping the ball. He's jumping over the 4 ball. I think he can execute this shot okay.
Yeah, but will he get position? Well, he hit it. It went in the side, but folks, it doesn't count if you didn't call that pocket.
Take a look at this setup. Johnny's going to look at this billiard from the 2 to the 10. That may be a good shot there. Yeah, he's taking a long, hard look at that.
Well, I don't know if he can get in there enough. I think you're going to hit the 10-2 full.
He's calling it. He called it. He already looked at Yukio. Let me get that word right.
We'll get it.
He looked at Yukio and said 10 ball right away.
Well, he's got to hit this pretty thin, and I think he needs left-hand English, too. I think he's hitting the 10-2 full. Get it?
Yeah, he hit it 2 full right in the pocket. Game number 1 to Johnny Archer.
Nice way to start.
Absolutely.
That shot required the right speed.
Johnny is the owner of a major pool room in Atlanta, Georgia, Marietta Billiards.
Well, actually, that's the outskirts of Atlanta.
Okay.
Marietta.
Okay. His partner is Kim Davenport, another great pro player in the past. Yep. Yukio Akagariyama. Well, I like Johnny Archer. That's an easy name.
It is pretty easy.
Yeah. Johnny's 43 years old now, already in the Billiards Hall of Fame for a couple years, along with you, Danny.
Yeah. Well, Johnny's been around so long, you don't think of him as 43.
You know, I was in the Billiards Hall of Fame. They needed a janitor, and I was cleaning up. Well, I don't know about... Look at that break shot. Something happened there. I think he gave himself a slug rack.
He put the rack on himself.
He shrugs his shoulders like, what happened there? I mean, the balls just hardly broke apart. Maybe he just hit him bad. Yukio takes a long look at this rack.
Yeah, ordinarily Johnny has one of the top breaks. He came along same time as Dennis Hatch.
Right.
They're about the same age.
Right. Why isn't Dennis here?
He's in the bonus ball stuff.
Yeah, but many of those players are here playing
Well,
this tournament. This is a huge tournament.
He didn't want to come here. I told him about it. He didn't want to come. Good as he plays, he should not miss any tournaments.
Dennis is, you know, a strange guy because all the other top players are here right now.
He's a strange guy. I know him since he was 10 years old.
Yeah. I consider him one of the top 5 players in the United States.
9 ball.
At 9 ball.
Well, you know, he's from my hometown.
Right. Well, he must have learned to play straight pool, too, if he's from
I
Buffalo.
taught him when he was
Yeah.
a young kid. His father would bring him to the pool room at 4 after school.
So he can run balls, too.
Yeah, he knows how to play.
Well, Yukio, that safety kind of failed. He wanted to put the cue ball behind the 7. Although Johnny really doesn't have a good pocket here for the 1 ball.
He's got nothing. I mean, he can shoot the 1 in the right-hand corner. You got to play safe here. Forget about shooting. That's what he did. And if the ball keeps rolling, it's going to be a great save. And it is.
Well, Yukio may be able to kick behind this ball. Now he's looking up at the end rail.
He don't have much to call either. What's he going to call, the combination?
Well, I would call the 5 just because see where the 8 ball is. The 5, if the 1 hits the 5, it definitely could go in. And the smart thing to do is to call it, just in case.
Yeah, you got to call something.
He didn't, though. He didn't. It's a pretty big ball to hit. I mean, he'll hit the 1.
He did, and he might have got him.
I'm not sure if Johnny can see the edge of this 1 ball or not. This is an unusual looking rack. All 4 balls on the bottom rail here. Mainly due to the fact that Johnny just didn't break the balls up. Another safety's coming off the edge of the ball.
Well, he didn't snooker him.
But he left a lot of distance.
Well, he has to cut the 1 real thin.
Looks like he's going to play safe, try to come off the edge of the 1 ball himself.
Right.
That's a tough hit from there, from that distance.
Well, the thing about it is if he cuts it right, it isn't going to go anywhere. See it?
Another good safety. This is a little tougher ball to hit for Johnny because that 7 ball's right on top of the 1.
Yeah, but how about kicking past the 8 or the 6 and playing the 7?
Well, that's what he's talking about doing, but that's not an easy kick shot to hit.
No, but he called it. He called the 7. Any diagonal is tough to hit kicks with.
Right.
Because high or low affects the ball so much.
But you're looking at one of the greatest pool players of the last 2 decades, and yeah, you got to figure he's going to hit it.
Did he make something?
No.
It wouldn't matter. Well, he
Well,
left a shot here.
Well, Danny, we've had several innings already on this 1 ball, and it's not down yet.
And it's all because of what you pointed out. The break didn't work and opened everything.
This is probably the best shot either player has had so far this rack. And this is difficult because he's cueing over the top of the 3-ball.
Well, if he happens to make it, he's going to get position. Pretty good shot. Does the 2 go inside?
He's looking at it. He's looking at it.
I think it does.
And he's shooting the 2 in the side. The 3 is up in the corner. The 4-ball is going to present a problem because it does not go past the 8-ball. 4 is all the way down here on the end rail, the nearest end rail. Johnny, his normal stoic look in the chair. When Johnny's not shooting, he's like a statue. But he's always paying attention.
Yeah, he's looking at the girls. He's paying attention.
Well, he's paying attention to something.
Yeah.
Well, Yukio got down there pretty good on that 4, about as close as he could get. Pretty thin cut on the 4, but I think it's makeable for him.
But the cue ball flies around. I'd play safe here.
I think he's shooting. If cue ball goes up and down between that 7 and the 9, he should have it. The problem is stopping the cue ball so he can shoot the 5 down in the corner.
I think he's playing safe.
Yeah, he's having his doubts.
It's pretty good safe. Shoot it straight on, stick. You're going to get him with the 9 and the 10.
Looks like he's shooting at it, though. He's taking dead aim. Yeah,
he
sure.
did. He shot at his wallet is what he did.
And see, he went too far on the 5-ball anyway. The cue ball went too far.
That's why the safe was better.
He needs you coaching him.
Yeah. Yeah, he should have played safe there. Everything was too tough.
Well, just like that, this rack opens up very nicely for Johnny Archer. But he needs to get the cue ball up above the 5 in that window between the 6 and 7. That's his key location.
Well, how straight in is this? If it's straight in, he could draw the ball right back to where he pointed the tip.
He's looking at coming off the rail and going below the 9 and 10 and still getting above the 5. That's really threading the needle to shoot that shot. Now he's thinking about getting above it. Well, that's the ideal location. He knows that right here is the ideal location if he can get that cue ball up table. I think he can do it. Because look at how close the 4 is to the pocket. Johnny should be able to maneuver that cue ball just about anywhere he wants.
Yeah, he could cheat the pocket a little bit and go 2 rails to where he pointed, but I don't know. I can't tell from here. He looks straight in.
Well, Johnny's got a powerful stroke. So he's going up table. He's going to try to go up table, I believe. He's hitting a lot of high English. Well, he still hasn't made up his mind.
He wants to shoot the 4 through the left side of the pocket and go 2 rails. That's what he's looking at. Oh, no, look at this.
That's good.
Good shot.
He made it look easy, Danny, after all that contemplating. He just hit it hard with left English.
He made it look easy.
Yeah. Well, Johnny tends to be a very studious player. He takes his time. He always weighs all his options, and of course that's got him some criticism because he can be rather slow. Although I notice so far in this tournament he's not picking up all the lint on the table. He's not moving all the chalk around. I mean, he goes through all kinds of gyrations sometimes.
I know, but There's no lint on the table. That's why.
But he doesn't need lint to find it. He can find imaginary lint.
He can bluff it.
He can bluff it.
And you know who else did that in the past?
No.
Lassiter.
Yeah.
Lassiter ran around the table, wet his finger, and dialed things.
Yeah.
But he knows how to fall on the right side of the ball, does Johnny Archer. Well, that's good. Go the short way, play it inside.
Looks like he can just roll forward, go past the 10 ball.
Yeah.
Oh no, he's stuck. He stuck it right there. 10 in the corner, and Johnny wins the first 2 games. We are racing to 10 on both sides of the board, winners and losers. The final match of this tournament will be a race to 12. I think in 10 ball, Danny, a race to 10 is a good match.
It sure is.
Now the women are playing short matches, in my opinion. They're playing race to 7. Now normally, as you know in the past, if the men are racing to 10, the women would normally race to like 8, which to me would be good. These women play so good today. The top women players. Race to 7 is a short race. And what I've seen typically,
it is. Good as they play, it's a short race.
What I've seen on these 2 tables is that the women's matches tend to end well before the men. Wow, look at this break shot. In contrast to Johnny's break, Yukio made 2 balls on the break. Got a nice little 1-3 combination. He's going to pull that magic rack off the table. Got to be careful. We're playing fouls on all balls. You know, Danny, that's kind of a bugaboo of mine for years. In the United States, we played cue ball fouls only. The rest of the world played fouls on all balls. And you know, as a straight pool player, you've always played foul on all balls. And I felt that pool should always be played this way.
I agree with you, Jay.
And I'm glad to see that in the Ultimate 10-Ball Championship, they are playing those rules. I contended for years that it's actually easier to call it if it's foul on all balls.
Okay, the magic rack, you should always call the referee to come and take it off, because what if you hit a ball while you're taking it off? Isn't it a foul?
It is a foul. It is a foul.
So you got to call the referee. Let him foul.
Well, what I've noticed in most of the matches here, the players are having the men at least are having the referee take the rack off.
Except just now.
Yeah, well, he's not doing it. I'm surprised. I'm sure if the ball is resting on it, he might signal for the referee.
Well, that looked pretty delicate, what he just did,
right.
Taking it off.
It did. Well, he seems to be working his way through this rack quite well. I mean, here it is. We've got 48 players out of the 83 still remaining in this tournament. And look at this matchup. And this is the loser's bracket, round of 48. And you've got a match that could be the finals of a major tournament.
And we got 48 players left?
Yeah, on the men's side. Well, there'll be 32 after this round.
And the tournament ends tomorrow, right?
Yeah, well, they're going to play down. I think they'll play down to the final 8 players today on the men's side. Maybe the final 4 on the women. We're playing 6 rounds of play today.
Well, that's what we did yesterday.
Yeah, both days. Nice, easy run out by Yukio. And now he's on the board, his first game. Score 2-1 Archer. We are playing alternate break. So even though Yukio won the last game, it's Johnny's break. Meanwhile, young Miss Chen, only 19 years old, from Shanghai. Excuse me, she's from Beijing. Excuse me. She's from Beijing. I was corrected there. She is the only Chinese woman to come over here for this tournament. And they've got a bunch of great players over there, men and women. We've got one Chinese man, also 19 years old, Wang Can. I believe he's playing on the loser side right now as well, on one of the outside tables. There are 24 tables in action now. Looks like all the men on the loser side are playing now, and all the women on the loser side. Now the women are also paying 32 spots, so they're already in the money. Huge prize money here, almost $175,000 at stake in the men's and women's divisions. Men's first prize, $23,000.
Well, tell me this.
Yeah.
I mean, this girl plays great. Is it possible that she could enter the men's tournament also?
Not in this tournament.
No.
But she has played in several men's tournaments in Asia and done well, finished well up in the money.
I could see that. I know that she can beat half of the field of men, I believe.
At least. My feeling is, I've watched her play several times now in the last 2 years, is that only the top men players play better than her. I'm talking about the elite men, maybe the top 12 to 16 in this field would be a favorite over her.
Well, Johnny just overcut the 1, and he fell real well on the 2. However, you don't shoot unless you make the 1.
It looks like, I'm not sure if Yukio can see the edge of the 1 ball. That's what he's leaning down to look at. The difference between success and failure in pool is often just a minute fraction of an inch. Yeah, he's jacking up on this ball. He's massing into it.
Yeah, he's going to curve it a hair. He don't have to do much.
Very low percentage shot.
Yeah, make sure you hit it.
Yeah, he'll hit it. He'll hit it, but making it,
He
hit it good.
He did.
He hit it good.
I thought he made it, but he overcut it. And Johnny likes it. The problem here a little bit is the 3 ball. Unless you can get to the side pocket, the 3 goes in the side or the combination. But if you don't fall good on the combination, it's a tough shot.
Yeah, he wants to get good on this 2 ball. Well, he's got a little more angle than he wants, but he wanted to make sure that he was above the 2 so he can now get below the 3 ball.
Yeah,
He's got to slow roll this 2 ball.
The 3 goes in 3 other pockets, both corners and the side, and he got an angle here to fall on that. See it? This ball goes in the corner perfectly.
You know, he's got a perfect angle here. He can basically just roll forward about a foot or so for the 4 ball, which is on that left side rail.
Well, I wouldn't roll forward. I'd stop. You roll forward, you got a little thinner hit, which makes it a little tougher to control. He stopped.
He listened to you. He took your advice on that shot.
See, any thinner, it would have been a little tougher to fall on that. He made it.
Yeah.
Okay. He's fine.
Well, after that long second game where they played a series of safeties on the 1 ball, these games are going fast now.
Well, let me tell you something about Johnny Archer. Played in the tournament in New Jersey, and he was playing real slow.
In the straight pool tournament.
Yeah, and I told him, Johnny, you might not realize it, but you play better when you play faster. So he played faster. He got eliminated 1-2. I'm telling you.
So he's not taking any advice from you anymore?
I don't know. I really do believe he plays better when he plays faster.
Well, look at how he's playing 10 ball now. He's playing at a much better pace than he normally has in tournaments the last few years, and he's playing quite well.
Well, nowadays, it depends on the layout. You know, if there's nothing to think about, nothing intricate, he'll play pretty fast. But when a little puzzle comes up, he's going to take his time.
This match right here is worth $1,225. And the loser of this match gets 0.
He packs his bags.
He packs his bags.
Well, $1,200 will buy lunch.
Plus. Lunch plus extra. Nice little purse here. 23,500 on top, 14,000 second, 10,000 third, 7,500 fourth. Good paydays for the top finishers here.
How much is first?
23,500.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
But you know the players are on a pretty big nut coming here with the room and flight and eating. I know you got to eat when you're home too, but the nut is high.
Well, the good thing is they got 2 tournaments back to back here.
Right.
Following this one is the Southern Classic, which is another big tournament.
Well, the difference, of course, is they play all around. In the Southern Classic, we got bank pool, 9-ball,
And 1 pocket.
1 pocket, even 10-ball, right?
Yeah, a 10-ball on a 10-foot table. That's an invitational event, open to only 32 players. We call
What
it
is
the
that?
Bigfoot Challenge. Danny, do you remember playing on 10-foot tables?
Yeah.
When you were...
Oh, we had one in the table. But you know what? I always felt like it was easier to play on the 5x10. The balls didn't tie up. Did you ever try to play straight pool on a bar table?
No.
The balls all tie up.
Right.
5x10, you got room. You know, I thought it was easier. Oh,
Well,
he overcut that.
them. Yeah. Surprising, because he made a good break shot there.
And you know, on the 5x10 straight pool, when you won the leg, you broke in straight pool. You wanted to break
Why is that?
because you're leaving a long shot to start with.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. Did you ever play a tournament on a 5x10?
No, I gambled a little bit on it.
The only time I ever played on a 5x10 was in New York at the 7-Eleven.
That
I
was
play-
a
I
heck
played
of a
Rex.
place.
I played Rex. You
The
remember
7
Rex?
Yeah, of course. Now, you know, there is no more 7-Eleven.
Oh, yeah, long gone.
So I could knock it now. You know, you might get heisted on the stairwell or in the John.
Yeah. Well, I got heisted on the pool tables.
You're always working, Jay. Jay likes to talk like he's a sucker, but he played pretty good.
Not then. I got my education there in New York, though, Daddy. The year I spent in New York, I was just a kid. I was like 21 years old. While Johnny's running these balls, I'll tell you, I played Jersey Red, Johnny Ervolino, Boston Shorty, one after another. What did I know? Even I played Johnny Irish in there, little old man. I didn't know that he was the mentor to all the rest of them.
He didn't eat. He drank beer, went to the dog track, and played pinball machine. Johnny Irish. His real name was Johnny Lenine.
He was a great player, wasn't he?
But I'll tell you, for 2 years, he had a brief career. For 2 years, he was. That was it.
What was for 2 years?
He played good. That's all. He had a
Really?
2-year span. He played real well. He didn't take care of himself. He was
I
in
see.
Florida when I went down there in the 50s. Great player, but short career.
Well, Johnny kind of overran the position on this 9-ball,
he's
and if
gonna-
he cuts it in, he's going to run into the 10-ball.
Yep. And because of the rules, you can't call both balls. You got to call one or the other because he might make the 10 somewhere. He's not going to like this a lot.
He might if the cue ball keeps rolling.
Well, it's kind of a thin hit, but
That's
he's
all he-
close enough.
You know, Danny, he hit it relatively hard because he knew he was going to knock that 10-ball up table. He's got a cut shot on the 10 here.
Yeah, and he could reach it real well. He's right-handed. He's seen it real well. I expect him to make this.
Shot it right in the pocket. Johnny's jumping out to a nice lead here, 4-1.
That's a big lead with alternate breaks. For one reason, folks, we keep repeating it, but we have a new match every time. A player can't catch you in one inning. I mean, he isn't going to break and run 3-4 racks because you're going to get your turn. So that's why the lead is so big.
Yeah, a 3-game lead is a big lead in this format.
Yeah.
There's Yukio. Just sitting patiently, waiting for his opportunity.
Well, when Johnny is right, you're not going to get many opportunities.
He's going to have to break him harder than last time. Something that looks more like an Archer break.
He made some balls.
He's jumping up. He's trying to get that one ball to bounce off the rail a little bit. I don't know if it got off the rail enough for him to cut it in.
No, but you remember the other day we were talking about this? The one always goes towards that end rail. So when you break, I recommend playing position for where that one is right now. Well, imagine it going there.
Yeah, well, the cue ball was going that way, except it got kicked, I think, by the 6 ball. It kicked it back down table. Otherwise, he'd be in perfect shape right now.
Well, in the meanwhile, I think he's got to play safe. I don't think he can cut at this one.
Yeah, he's playing safe. This is an interesting safe he tried, and it didn't.
I don't think he got him.
Well, the good news is he's put Yukio right on top of the 4 ball, which makes this shot much more difficult to cue over the top of the ball. It's actually harder to shoot over the top of the ball than it is to shoot off the rail because the ball's higher. Normally this wouldn't be that difficult a cut shot for him, but cueing over the top of the ball, that's why he's taken a long time. But I think ultimately, Danny, he's going to get down there and try to cut it in.
Well, the thing about it is you're going to get position. You know,
well,
you don't want to shoot tough shots without position.
Look how jacked up he is to shoot this ball.
If he brushes that ball, it's a foul. Oh, he played safe.
Wow, what a thin hit he made. That was a billiard hit there.
Well, he left a cut, but he also left the bank. I have to bank this.
Well, Johnny is an excellent bank pool player. So he right away took a look at that pocket.
He's looking to see if it goes by the 9.
The 9 probably obscures just a little bit of the bottom of the pocket there, but I think he'll bank at it.
Yeah, if he hit the 9 with it, he missed the bank anyway. I think he's got a full pocket, and position is right there. You don't have to play position. That's what's good about this shot. But the only problem is if you miss it, your opponent's going to benefit.
Yeah, you're going to give up the table? He's calling a cut shot?
Yeah.
Wow, what a thin hit this is.
Well, once again, if he makes it, he's going to have position.
You know, he's playing good. He's got to be confident to be shooting this ball. I'm kind of surprised he doesn't bank it. Because
yeah, I would bank it because you're controlling the cue ball. Well, there's no big deal here. It's going to go back and forth. He'll have the 2.
Wow.
He cut it.
Wow.
He'll have the 2 somewhere.
In the side pocket.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. He's still got good eyes if he can see the edge of that ball.
Jay, he's only 43. He's not 93. I mean, he's still got good eyes. God almighty, I hope so.
At 43, I was wearing reading glasses. Well, he might have gone a little far on this 4 ball. He's going to have to cut this one thin up in the corner, but after I saw him cut that 1 ball in, this is not as hard a shot.
Yeah, but this is a little tougher position. Where the 2 was sitting, cutting it in, you were automatic position. Here, you're not.
Well, he's just going to go back and forth across the table and take what he gets. Yeah,
he made it.
Oh, he hit it. Look at this.
Good speed.
Good position on the 5-2.
I don't know, though. Getting to the 6, no hanger.
He may have to draw the 5 ball over to the side rail where the 8 is and back across the table.
Can he do that without hitting the 10 ball?
I think so. See,
yeah,
I don't think he can
close.
go. I think if he goes forward, he'll hit the 10 ball. Yeah, see, he's drawing it. But Johnny's got a big, powerful stroke. He can shoot this shot. Look at how hard he hit that ball.
Yeah.
The 10 actually helped him a little bit there,
right.
Danny.
It kept. He would have been straight in on the 6. That would have made it tough to get to the 8. Now he's got the angle. He can get to the 8. But the whole problem is, you got to get to the 8 good because of where the 9 is.
And he's bridging a little bit over the 10 ball.
He like an angle like this on the 8 now to get to the 9, and he got it.
Boy, I'll tell you, I haven't seen Johnny play this fast in years.
Well,
This looks like the old Johnny Archer.
I told you, he plays better when he plays faster. Except
Danny?
for the one time he got beat 2 in a row real quick.
Well, he's not that comfortable in straight pool. You know that. That's not, straight pool and one pocket are 2 games he doesn't really enjoy.
Well, he was playing with Varner straight pool every day, practicing. And then he played in a tournament and ran 150.
Wow.
He did.
Wow. Well, I'll tell you what, it looks like he's playing pretty good to me.
He is, and he's playing pretty fast.
Just like that, Johnny Archer jumps out to a 5-1 lead.
Well, Yukio,
Yukio?
you know what it reminds me of? You remember Richie Florence, right?
Sure, of course.
He would comically come with Italian names and exaggerate the Italian part. He had a name he called people Uglio Pagliugliardo. That was Richie Florence's Italian mimic. Yeah, Richie's not with us. He was a great player.
Great 9-ball player, that's for sure.
And he played pretty good straight pool and one pocket too.
Yeah. I think he was kind of like Johnny. He didn't really understand straight pool that well, but he was such a great shooter, he could still run 100 balls.
If you know how to move the cue ball around the table and fall on the right side of the ball, you're going to play good straight pool too.
Well, Yukio made a ball on the break, but there's that one up there on the end rail.
Well, that's what I kept noticing. You got to play position for that point there. Of course, if you don't make a ball on the break, you're playing position for your opponent. But it usually winds up on the end. He's going to cut this thin and go all the way back, maybe behind the 10. Just cut it thin. Nothing bad can happen.
Boy,
he scratched.
No, he's all right.
He
Oh,
did.
watch
He
out.
scratched.
Watch it. You're right.
He
He came
scratched.
off that ball. He scratched off the 8 ball.
That
Another
was a
bad roll for
It
Yukio.
ain't a bad roll. It's a bad shot.
He hit that one so thin, Danny.
He hit
I
it
don't-
too thin.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think he had to hit it that thin.
I called him cutting it and going behind the 10. He went like perpendicular right to the corner pocket.
What is Johnny doing? He's not going to play that combination. I know that.
He's bluffing.
Is that the 2 down the table here? I think it is the 2. He's got
All
to
the
come
way down, yeah.
Yeah. The ball that Yukio just scratched the cue ball off of. Johnny's going to go forward 2 rails.
Yeah, I believe so. Hit it hard enough so you don't mess with the 10.
Beautiful shot.
It is, if he gets an angle, because look where the 3 is. Well, you got the angle.
Just barely.
He got it. Center ball and just pop it. And then you still have to not mess with the 5 and the 7. You know, that's the only way you can go wrong.
Well, Johnny wants to get the cue ball all the way up to the far end rail, and
No.
at risk of sounding repetitive, is he's got such a powerful stroke, he can shoot this shot.
Yeah, but he's not looking to go all the way to the end rail. See where he's pointing? He wants the angle on the 3. Not mess with getting snookered behind those 2 balls.
You're right, Danny. He's going the short route.
Yeah, he wanted to make sure he wasn't going to get snookered.
Smart shot. He's got a pretty big angle on the 3. He's got to be careful going past the 4 here.
Oh, yeah, he's got to roll this.
Can he hit it that slow?
I think so, yeah. New cloth, the ball will go. It'll keep moving.
What a delicate little touch he had on
Good
that
shot.
shot. Yeah, perfect.
I don't know if he can go forward because the 10 enters. I think he's going to have to draw at 1 rail.
Yeah, he'll draw it over to the side rail.
Yeah, he can't go forward because of the 10, but he can hit on the low side. Oh, look at that. He drew it real well.
Except he missed the ball.
He drew his wallet.
He was so focused on getting perfect position on the 5, which he did, he forgot to cut that 4 ball.
Yeah, the rest of the rack would have been no problem.
That's the first real mistake of the match for Johnny, and finally Yukio's got an opening, but he's blocked by the 6. He's going to probably have to go rail first. Yeah, look at this. He's going rail first. Not such an easy shot.
Watch out for the side. Cue ball's going to swing around. Get
nice
it?
Shot.
Look at
nice
this.
Shot.
Watch
He's
out
okay.
for the
He's
side.
going above the side. He's going above the side. Well, Johnny doesn't show much emotion there, but he's not too happy about missing that ball.
No, he knows that was the whole rack making that ball.
He didn't want to give this guy any kind of opportunity because he knows he's a dangerous player. This is the #1 player from Japan. And there's a lot of good players over there.
Well, what happened to Okamura?
He's basically retired now.
Oh, yeah.
He's a coach.
You know, I keep visualizing these guys like they were 40 years ago, and they're my age. That's pretty old. I saw him. I didn't even recognize him. He came to a senior tournament.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I didn't recognize him.
Okamura's probably in his 60s now.
No, he's in his 70s.
No.
Yeah, he is.
Well, Yukio should get this rack. It's a long match. We're going to 10.
But once again, he can't string racks because it's alternate breaks.
Finally, he wins his second game. He now trails 2 games to 5. And Johnny will be breaking. On our other table, Miss Chen is leading Miss Lawrence 5-0.
Yeah, she plays solid. That's why I mentioned could she have played in the men's tournament, because I would hate to draw her in a tournament.
So would most of the guys. You know, Danny, I'm like you. I've been watching pool for 50 years now, and I saw Belucas play. I saw Allison in prime, and Karen Core and all the rest. This young lady is probably the best woman player I ever saw.
But don't forget, Belucas played straight pool too.
Yeah.
And the way this girl handles the cue ball, I would say she plays straight pool.
If somebody taught her the game, she could run 100 balls.
"50 years, you mentioned. That's about as long as I know you.
Almost. Well, I known you over 45 years.
Yeah.
From another era, the Johnson City days.
Yeah.
My first Johnson City was the third one, I think, 1963. That's the first. I was 19 years old. And you were there.
I was.
Well, a good break by Johnny, but he's slightly obstructed on the 1 by the 5 ball. He may be able to jump this ball, though. The problem is, even if he jumps, the 2's all the way back down at the other end of the table.
Well, part 1 is make the 1. Whatever way you got, do it.
He may consider kicking the 1 down table, kicking off the end rail and playing safe here.
Well, it's so close to the pocket that if you can jump decently, you can make this ball. Well, he's trying to see if he could reach it to jump it. He didn't even bother to get his jump cue. Now he is, I think.
No,
he's not. He's going to kick at it.
Yeah, he's thinking about that. Because see, if he kicks it that way, he could kick it all the way down table behind the 10, leave the cue ball up there.
Yeah, he's got the lead. He doesn't have to gamble on jumping because it's like betting the game on it.
Yeah, and from that close to the pocket, he could jump the cue ball right off the table. I think this is the smarter option right here.
Got to hit it full, though, like that.
That
Pretty
speed's
good
okay.
shot.
That speed's okay. That's exactly what he wanted to do.
Well, the only problem here is Yukio can shoot this bank and stop the cue ball, and it's a free shot because the 2 is right there. He's got a chance for a free shot. He's got a bank at this.
He hasn't thought about it. He's just not thinking about it.
Oh, you got to do it, though, right?
Yeah, he's got to take a moment and think about this.
It's obvious, you're going to, where that 10 is, if you stop the cue ball, you're snookering 3/4 of the table, and the 2 is right there.
He didn't call it. He did not call the bank.
No,
he's playing safe. This is terrible.
Terrible.
We both said it at the same time.
You can't pass up a chance to win the game, and it was free, I think.
He never looked at it. He never considered it.
It might not be in his repertoire.
Well, I don't know. I'm
Well,
not sure what happened there.
And I know that he could have shot it straight on, stuck the 10 with snooker, everything, in your playing position.
Danny, sometimes when you're out there and this as a former competitor, that your mind can go blank a little bit.
Oh, and once again, we can think much better up here. We can't dog it.
We got a nice point of view up here. I really think our perspective of the table can be better than the players sometimes. Meanwhile, he gave up a wide open shot to the 1 ball to Johnny. And the way Johnny's playing right now, I feel like if he's got an open rack, he's going to get out. He looks solid. Now they're going to play a lot of matches today to get from this point down to the final 8 players. I think Johnny's got to win 4 or 5 matches.
But this one you said means 1,200.
Yeah, it puts them in the money, which is so important to all these guys.
Of course, it gets your wrist a little looser. Once you get in the money, everything else is freebie.
Well, the money jumps considerably in this tournament. Next round, another 500, then 1,000. So,
well, this game is so mental, so psychological. But what I said was really a fact. Once you get in the money, your wrist is going to get a little looser.
Well, you're not going home empty.
Yeah.
He went a little further than he wanted on the 7 ball, but
okay.
I think he's see, Johnny's he's a 6-footer. He can reach out there for this shot. Shorter player would have a little trouble.
Yeah, Dennis Arcola has a lot of trouble.
Well, he's got an extension now that he uses. Another one of these new devices, which is very beneficial to players.
Yeah, but I don't believe in it. I don't think it's cool. I grew up playing where sometimes I had to take a longer shot so I could reach the cue ball. They don't have to think of that.
Game number 6 to Johnny Archer. He leads 6-2 in the race to 10.
See what I just called? The snooker players all know about that. Okay, so now we got a score.
Danny, you'll relate to what I'm going to tell you, but when I used to play a lot of pool when I was young in my 20s, is I played money games. I never played in a tournament until I was 33 years old, and I used to play where I could get up on the table.
Oh, well, wait a minute. When you made a game with Boston Shorty, it was automatic. He wouldn't play you. The rule for him was he could get on the table.
And he was pretty tough to beat, wasn't he?
Oh, he played all games, too, including 3 cushion.
Well, Yukio is in trouble now after that error on the 1 ball last rack.
Yeah, the score's 6-2.
And Johnny's got an open table again. We've seen what Johnny can do with an open table like this.
Oh, perfect. See, this is what we talk about when we say falling on the right side of the ball. It doesn't have anything to do with left or right. It has to do with correct. See, he's got the angle now on the 2 to go to the 3. And that's what you got to do. You got to have angle for angle. It goes in 3s.
Well, we've been watching Johnny Archer for 20 years, and I'll tell you what, he's in mid-season form right now. This is the real deal.
I'm going to add 4 more years. I've been watching him 24 years.
He's playing with a lot of confidence. My God, I got to say something to him after the match. I haven't seen him playing at this pace in maybe 10 years. And this is the pace that won him all those tournaments.
Well, in reality, he's been ranked 1 or 2 in this country now for a long time.
For 2 decades. But his prime, where he really was the greatest, was in the 90s. He was the player of the decade in the 90s.
Yeah, but that was before Shane.
That's right. I understand. Yeah, Shane's kind of taken over in the United States the last 5 or 6 years.
Number 1 player.
But, I watch Johnny now, and as far as I'm concerned, he plays as good right now as he ever did in his life. He got straight on this this 6 ball. He's got a little bit of a problem here. I think he's going to have to hit this really stiff and just try to slide the cue ball towards the 9.
Yeah, I think he's got to take the long shot on the 7.
Watch this. Yeah, he's gonna ram this ball in the pocket.
He's got a little angle, and he's going towards the 9, like you said.
But no, that's no good.
He drew it. He didn't have to draw it. Center ball, he would have had a way better shot.
Well, I don't think he wanted to draw it. I think he wanted to slide it up table. He just kind of hit a little bit too low.
He did.
Is he going to try to cut this ball in?
Well, the position is tough if you do that.
And this is a long stretch he's got to reach this cue ball. I don't know about this shot.
The position is the tough part here. If this were the game ball, the 10, he'd cut it right in. But here, he's got to get position on the 9. Is he going to try to hit the 9?
Oh, he banked it. He banked it and he missed it. He banked it and he missed it.
Well, you know why he did that? Because no matter where the 7 stopped, the man might have trouble going to the 9 from here. That's why he shot it.
Good call, Danny. I think you're right. But Yukio has got to be happy to have a shot because it looked like this rack was over too. He's trying to force the cue ball across table for the 9.
He doesn't have much angle to do that. You might want to play the 9 in the corner where the cue ball is.
Well, that's not. He's trying to get above it. He's trying to bring the cue ball back up there.
But it would be easier to do what I just said because of where the 10 is. Well, he jumped up a little, missed the ball, but he didn't lose his head.
Well, normally I think he would make that shot, but his confidence is at a low ebb right now because of the way this match has gone so far, and his execution is not quite at its best.
Well, there's a little pressure, too. It's 1,200 or nothing.
And he came a long way. 1,200 won't even cover his airfare.
Yeah. Japan is further than Brooklyn.
That's what I've heard. You think Johnny will try to bank this 7 ball?
No. There's no reward. It isn't like the other shot. There's no reward. You got to cut this and play safe.
Well, we started this match at 9 o'clock in the morning. If you're just joining us now, this is Jay Halford, joined by Danny DiLiberto. You're watching the Ultimate 10-Ball Championship Losers Bracket match. Archer and Akagariyama from Japan. The loser is out. The winner will play back next round. Johnny's leading 6-2, and he's taking a long, hard look at this 7 ball.
Well, you're either going to shoot it or play safe, so I don't know why you have to look long. I banked this perpendicular.
What is it? Oh, he's going to kick behind the 7 ball. The reason he called the side pocket is just in case. That's what you're supposed to do here when you're playing call pocket.
I don't like that shot. I think he can bank this perpendicular.
Just go across the ball, you mean?
Right. What he's doing here, he could sell out because the 7 might stop somewhere where he can, or Yukio can fall on the 9.
He's got to get well behind this ball.
No, this is not a good shot. Not a good shot. He's going to sell out.
Well, it's all about execution. And his execution wasn't bad.
Good speed.
Yeah. Jimmy Rimpey once said to me, he said, it's not so much the shot you choose, it's how you execute that shot. And Johnny executed a difficult shot very well.
He did it. He left it. You couldn't put it better with your fingers.
Now he's got Yukio in a difficult spot.
Well, here I wouldn't knock it if he went all out and banked it. You know, don't lose the game with a phony safe.
I don't hear him calling for it. I think he's coming off the edge of the ball. He's trying to play safe off the right.
Tough shot. You sure he didn't call this?
Well, he may have. He may. Yeah, he must have. He must have. We didn't see it, but he probably let Johnny know he was banking. Of course, it doesn't make a big difference now.
Back to what I said. Don't lose the game on a phony safe. Shoot at a white flag, but give yourself a chance to win.
Well, that's what he did.
Yeah, he missed it by a hair, and he got perfect. Johnny got perfect.
Johnny is nailing those balls right now.
He got as good as you could get on the 9 to get to the 10.
He's playing with a lot of confidence. He's not slow rolling anything. He's firing them in the pockets. Johnny Archer in complete control of this match, on the verge of winning game number 7, more than 2/3 of the way to his destination of 10. Each player is allowed 1 5-minute break per match. Neither player has taken one yet. You can only take a break when it's your turn. What happened there? We lost our player.
I played in Japan, and I'm drinking water during my matches, and I had to go to the John. So I took a break and went to the John. There was a lady in there with a rag wiping everything, so I couldn't go. I did it 4 times, and then finally a Japanese guy went in there with me. He says, wait, they're in there all the time. Don't stop your business.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Danny, there's restrooms in Japan where the women and men are side by side.
Unit stuff. Yeah.
I was a little embarrassed myself the first time I went over there. I went there first time in 1978, a long time ago. Well, this time he got down table. He went with a cue ball, but the one went a little too far.
But he's got a pretty good safe. I think you can go behind the 6 and 2 off the 1.
With the cue ball, right?
Right.
Put the cue ball behind the 6 and 2.
Yeah, you can't shoot this. There's no position with it.
That's what he's looking at, where he wants to put that cue ball.
Pretty easy shot here. And the thing about it is, if you don't snooker the guy, he's not going to have a shot on the 1 to get to the 2 anyway. So you got a free shot to snooker him. I think he's going to do that.
Well, Johnny's playing with a lot of confidence right now, so I expect him to execute this shot successfully.
You remember what I said the other day about when you got a choice, short or long safe?
Play the long safe.
But in this
case,
is
an exception, right?
Right, because it's automatic to go behind the 2 and 6. Well, he has a lot of balls upstream too, but I wouldn't go that way.
He's thinking about that. He's thinking about getting up here.
He's playing the ball. I don't think you're supposed to.
Why would he even consider that? It doesn't make sense to me.
I don't know. Maybe he thinks he could bank it and play safe. And fall on the 2.
The momentum in a match can turn around if you make a mistake.
Right. You got a guy, you can put him in jail now. Go ahead. He's shooting. No, he isn't. That was a bluff.
Well, he called it just in case.
Yeah. Well, see what he did? In the case part, he was going to have position on the 2. Don't shoot it just for the safe. He was trying to make the ball and have position. Well, he's played the ball. He called it.
Yeah, Yukio's got his jump cue out. This guy jumps the balls probably about as good as anybody.
But does he play position when he jumps?
Well, the problem is that's it. Even if he makes the 1, how's he going to get back up table for the 2?
Yeah, but he's got to shoot it.
Oh my God! What a shot he made!
Yeah, and he got a little cut on the 2.
The cue ball was tracking up table all the way, but he caught that 10 ball.
Yeah, he made a great shot there.
To jump that ball and cut that ball in like that.
Okay, here's the mental part of this game. You're losing 7-2. You got a pretty good safe if you want to play it. But that isn't going to get you the game, so he's probably going to shoot this ball.
I think you got to grind it out one game at a time and
Well,
try to claw your way back into the match.
That's easy for us to say, but he wants to get games. He made the ball. I don't know if he's going to like it on the 3.
No, I think the 4 is going to get him.
That was the whole problem with the shot. You know,
Things are just not going Yukio's way in this match. Just everything seems to be rolling against him.
yeah, the whole game there was falling on the 3. After that, there would have been no big problem.
He's forced to kick at this 3 ball.
I like it kicking 2 rails.
I don't think he's comfortable with it. I think he's going to kick 1 rail right off the end rail directly into the 3. And it's a tough spot because the 3 looks like it's going to run into one of those 3 balls.
Right.
The 5, 8, or the 10.
That's why I like 2-rail kick. He can kick it past the ball. He's 2-railing it.
No, he's not. He's going
not?
straight at it.
Oh,
He's going straight
He's
at
not going to
it.
get the best of this.
Wow.
Yes, he is.
Wow.
Shut up, DiLiberto.
What a great kick shot that was. Look at that. All of a sudden, all 3 of those balls are blocking the cue ball.
And they're tied up anyway. So, in other words, if Johnny doesn't hit this ball, he's not going to get punished badly. He called the 3.
How do you hit this 3
He's
ball?
going to jump.
From that close?
Well, that's what he's doing. He's getting out his jump weapon.
Well, Johnny jumps the balls
Oh.
pretty good. But
Oh, no,
he-
is
that's an extension.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. He's got everything in. He's got everything in that case.
Well, I think he can shoot straight off the end rail. The problem with hitting his ball is he'll probably give up a shot, but he doesn't want to give up ball in hand. He knows that.
He hit it. And he left them a cut. But look where the balls are sitting. You know what I mean? All you can hope for here is to play the 3, make the 4, and then play safe. You're only looking to play it safe in the end.
Well, you know, the good thing about Johnny hitting that cue ball is hitting the 3 ball is he didn't give up ball in hand. It's always better to hit the ball than give up ball in hand. Because, as you can see,
And
Yukio's got a problem here.
and he didn't open the balls that are tied up. He doesn't have a big problem. He's got a shot, and he can get on the 4.
But then he's got to break up that 5 ball.
No, he doesn't have to break it up.
Play a safety?
Yeah, look at it. What if you get straight in and just hit it to the rail and freeze him behind the 8? You don't always play for the run out. You sometimes play for the best spot to play safe from.
I think he's playing safe right here. He's going to
Well,
stick the cue ball behind the
okay.
9.
Another little rule, Jay. Safe when the balls are tied up is not good. No big benefit. Only when everything's open will ball in hand help a lot.
Right now, being trailing 7-2, the way it looks to me is Yukio's mental processes are not probably the best. He's a little uncertain. He knows he's in a bad spot in this match. It's not like he's trailing a weak player 7-2. Boy, another real good hit. That was a tough hit. That was not easy to hit.
It was. Okay, he could have shot it before. Is he going to shoot it now, or could he?
I think he's got to shoot. I think he's got to shoot now. You know, even though Johnny left his shot, I don't think it bothers him at all because he knows how difficult this rack still is.
Right, only because of that tie-up. But I think you can play safe off that ball, and it's as good as running out. Well, he didn't make it.
Once again, everything's going Johnny's way.
Yeah, look at the way they stopped. He could even get an angle on the 4 now to go into the ball. But see, he's looking for the safe angle. Like I said, folks, you don't always play to run out. You play sometimes for the best spot that's safe for your opponent. And he has that. If he runs the 3 and the 4 and gets straight in on that 5, he could freeze him behind the 8. That's as good as a run out.
Yeah, that's the kind of safety that will win the game.
Yeah, see, he's not even going to try to hit him. He's going to do what I said. He's going to go forward and then just shoot that ball and stick behind the 8. Remember that, folks. You don't always play to run out. You play for the best advantage point to safe, and that's where he got. You see it? And that's what I thought Yukio could have done earlier. He had a shot on the 3. The 4 was out in the open. He could have done this. He's just going to shoot it and stick.
Yukio is in trouble. Just like that.
But he could have did that to Johnny. He just doesn't have it in his repertoire, or maybe the situation way behind, he's not thinking.
I think it was more that he just wasn't thinking clearly. I'm not sure if he's got enough room to go around the 8 and kick into the 5 ball.
Well, that's the good point of freezing the guy on the ball. You take away a lot of the kicking angles.
Well, now he's looking at the end rail, and when you start kicking at the end rail at a ball like this, it's a real small ball to hit.
Plus, if you happen to hit it, there's a good chance you're going to sell out. And the balls are all open now.
He's looking at kicking 2 rails. That's the end rail, the side rail, and then up into the 5. Now he's looking at kicking 1 rail below the 8 and spinning with right English up into the 5. Either way,
it's a tough hit.
Yeah, he can miss this ball.
If he misses it,
he might go around it.
He can forget the game if he doesn't hit this. He hit it. You still might be able to forget the game. No?
No.
No. He does have a billiard. You know, he can cut that ball, billiard the 9 in and play position for the 5 in that corner where the 6 is.
Yeah, but is that a smart shot here, Danny? I like coming across the top of the 5 and putting the cue ball behind the 8 and 10.
He's got a safe, but you can't pass up chances to run out either. You know, it depends how easy the billiard is on the 9. I would bet I make the 9.
Well, Johnny hasn't even considered the billiard.
You see what I'm talking about?
I see what you're talking about.
Yeah, you're going to have position.
Johnny, he doesn't want to take any chances right now.
It could also be he hasn't seen it and he's not thinking of that. But that's my advice.
Now he's looking at it. Now he's thinking about that.
The billiard is pretty easy. He's calling the 5 2 rails in the corner. That's not bad either, because if he makes the 5, he's got position.
And if he misses, it's going
to be behind the 8 and 10.
That's a pretty smart shot.
He might have made it.
This looks pretty good.
Yeah, he might have made it.
This looks... Oh, wow. Meanwhile, like you said, Danny, the 5 is covered up by the 8 and 10.
Yeah, but he's got a rail. He can kick this under the 8, spin it, and he's going to get position on the 6. You know, this is not a tough shot.
I'm not so sure. He's going to have to masse it. Look at this.
It's going to grab. New cloth. It's going to grab. He's got a good shot here. I'd like to bet he gets out.
This is close. This is not such an easy ball to hit. He got it. Oh, he missed it.
He didn't.
See, I told you it wasn't that easy.
It wasn't. But
he had to go deep.
He would have got rewarded. However, he did not hit the ball. It was a nice thing to talk about, though.
Well, Johnny's safety worked. Once again.
But, like I also tell people, there's a lot of lessons in pool. When you're playing a good player, don't put the ball near the pocket when you're trying to safe them, because they're going to kick it in and break your heart. You know, he only missed by a hair, and I think that he didn't have to elevate that much.
He needed to do like a little bit of half masse to get down to that 5 ball.
I think he hit it too hard, and I think that he could have made a better shot.
Well, so far in this match, Danny, everything's gone Johnny's way and nothing's gone Yukio's way.
Yeah. Well, 3 more games, his suffering will end.
Well, I say his suffering will begin, because he's going to walk away with empty pockets.
Well, he's probably going to stay and play in the other tournament, isn't he?
Yeah, I'm sure he will.
He came all this way.
Yeah, he'll play the Southern Classic. There's another big 9-ball tournament at the end of that one with 25,000 added, and he may even play in this Bigfoot Challenge. It's a
Sure.
big entry. Boy, this $1,200 would have gone a long way. It would have paid his entry in the Bigfoot Challenge. And
Okay,
that
where's the other tournament you said, 25,000?
That's the last 9-ball tournament of the Southern Classic.
Oh.
It's 25,000 added. Johnny Archer inches closer to the finish line. 8-2. Commanding lead. Yukio could take a break, but I don't think anything will help him right now.
No, when you're losing 8-2, the other opponent needs 2 balls, 2 games to win, and you got to win 6 games to time. Tough to win 6 games, even if it was an alternate break. You know, with a player like Johnny, this is insurmountable.
Well, he nailed that break, made a couple balls, and I don't think he can see the one. I think the 3 has got him blocked.
He could see it. He can hit the edge of it. He might be able to play it in the side. Yeah, I think he has a thin hit on the 1.
But that's a real tough shot.
Yeah, but what do you do? It's your shot. The problem is the cue ball might go right off the 1 into this corner pocket. You know, that's where you're hitting it.
He hasn't even looked at the side pocket yet.
Well, he's looking now.
He's just looking at the edge of the ball.
Well, if he hits the edge, he can make it, but will you fall on the next ball? But it's your shot. You got to do something.
He's not calling anything. He's
Not yet. But he looks like he's winding up to shoot.
I think he's playing safe.
Might.
He hasn't called a pocket.
But he does have the shot. See it?
He's playing safe.
Yeah. Well, the only thing about that is, in shooting the ball, you don't have to fall on the next ball. So that's why he didn't go all out.
Well, it was a well-executed safety by Yukio. This is not such an easy 1 ball for him to hit. It's like all his angles are blocked. Johnny's looking at going behind the 3 ball, probably shooting 2 rails. That's behind the 3, off the side rail. Above, yeah, that's what he's looking at, above the side pocket. I think he can hit it that way. He's got to spin it a little bit with right English.
Did he call it?
Well, I don't think he's going to. He may not call any pocket. He's just trying to hit it. Oh, he's calling down here just in case. He's not going to make the 1. He just wants to hit it. He doesn't want to give up ball in hand. I'd say he's about 50-50 to hit this one, Danny.
Yeah, but what in the world was calling it in this pocket? How's it going to do that? You can't.
I don't think
he drill.
I don't think he cares about that. Nice hit. Nice hit. That's what he cares about right there. And,
I think he sold it out.
Well, he did, but
Does the 3 pass? He made a good hit, and it's like you say, anything's better than ball in hand.
looks like the 3 will go by the 5, so Yukio can just roll this. Oh, no, maybe not. Now he's trying to draw back and shoot the 3 in the upper left corner.
Well, then he doesn't have a clear pocket.
Oh, no,
he
does.
does.
Yeah, he just was stopping it. After all that's happened in the last 45 minutes, you think he can run this rack. I mean, he's a little shell-shocked right now. It's not easy to play when you've been barraged. This guy's a great player, but he hasn't really had much of an opportunity in this match.
Well, he passed up a couple opportunities, but
Right now, I'd do wonders for his confidence just to finish this rack.
Well, folks, today we're playing classical music out there. It sounds like Sherlock Holmes is playing the violin. Very soothing if you're trying to go to sleep. I like the music.
Well, he just did get above the 8. He almost bumped that 8 ball. That would have got him in trouble. He can go back and forth across the table. He's giving this a little thought. Does he want to shoot the 9 in the side pocket or come above it?
Yeah, you want to cut this with a little bit of reverse. Go one rail for the 9 in the side. Why would you go anywhere else where the 10 is?
Well, he really ripped that ball.
He did. Well, he fell on it pretty good, though.
He looks behind him to see if there's anybody playing, but those girls have been gone for about 20 minutes.
Oh, this isn't going to be great, is it?
Yeah,
sure is. Yeah, he
got a little fortunate there. He could have gone past the right angle, but finally, Yukio wins his third game. He now trails in the match 8-3. You know, he's a pro. He's not going to give up. Miracles do happen.
Jay, would you have thought 40 years ago, when we were running around with the ovenware, that we were going to be sitting in Tunica doing a 10-ball match together?
No. Actually, 40 years ago, I thought maybe I'd still be selling ovenware.
I'd like to acknowledge that Bernie Schwartz died because he was involved with the ovenware. I made a lot of money with him. He's no longer with us.
He died. It's only been about 2 months ago.
Not even.
I was surprised.
Yeah. He was
because I saw him last year at Derby City.
Yeah, he was a big, strong-looking guy with a big hawk nose. In fact, he had a pool room in Pittsburgh called the Hawk's Nest.
Wasn't he a great player for a while?
He beat everybody for a while.
Nice man, too.
Yeah.
He gave me his business card a couple years ago. It says, "My name is Bernard, and here is my card." That's what it said on his business card.
I talked to him at least once a month for a while.
We had a nice long conversation about 6 months ago. What a pleasant guy he was. Well, Johnny's got a funny angle. Well, no, he's okay. He's okay. This is a great break here. Look at this. He made 3 balls on the break. Everything's out in the open. He's got a good shot at the 3 ball. This is probably his best break of the match right here.
Oh, no doubt about it. I wouldn't bet against him running out. Well, if anything, the 5 to the 6 could get a little funny.
This is a huge game to put him on the hill. When you get to the hill with a lead like this, you've kind of put the match away.
See, I mixed up the colors again. You know, I said it was trouble. There's no trouble.
The 4 and 5 ball are sometimes hard to distinguish there.
They are. They both look orange to me.
You know, these are the European colors that comes from the snooker over there. Kind of like you, Danny. I like the old original American colors the best. Maybe it's because we grew up with them and that we were used to seeing them.
Yeah, but you didn't grow up too big.
I'm still growing. Johnny doesn't seem to be having any trouble working his way through this rack.
No, he's fine. Draw the ball. No, he's going to go forward to the side pocket.
Shot like that's just a matter of preference.
You're right. We could have done either thing.
Johnny never got out of line this rack. This 10 ball will put him on the hill at 9. One game away from winning the match and continuing in the tournament. And for Yukio, one game away from thinking about his next tournament. Early on, this match just got away from Yukio. Couple mental errors.
It could have been a big difference if he shot that bank that I told you was free, position and all. That could have made the difference.
Yeah, he was still in the match.
Right.
He was trailing by maybe 3 games then. 3 or 4. I think he was down 6-2, but from 6-2, he was within fighting range if he won that game. Made a ball, but the cue ball is tracking a little too far down table for the 1. I'm not so sure if he can take that magic rack off. It looks like the 6. Well, maybe he can get it off there.
Oh, he shouldn't do it.
Well, he's done it every other time, so why not now?
He did it. Well, he has a cut on the 1. I don't know how good he can fall on the 2.
That's the 2 above the 6 and 10. It does have an opening in the lower left corner.
Or the side even. You know, thin as he's hitting this, it might go for the side. I think you got to shoot here. I think you got to shoot.
Well, he thinks like you. He's shooting. Overcut it.
Missed it by a hair, but he fell on the 2 inside.
Can Johnny see enough of that? I think he can.
Yeah.
He can make that 1 ball.
And you know what? He can go 2 rails off that orange ball and get almost where this is now, the cue ball.
Well, it looks like he will run into the 5 ball after he makes the 1.
That'll cause him to go 2 rails forward. Center, a little left.
Will the 2 pass the 6 into the corner?
It might do that too, but I don't think that's going to happen.
If he can fall on this 2 ball, this may be the last game of the match. I think he wants to miss the 5. Yeah, exactly. He can shoot the 2 in the side.
Yeah, it went in either side.
Boy, that was a terrific shot there. He just fell perfect on that ball.
Is he straight in, and does he have to take a long shot on the 4, or could he hit the rail to the right of the side and get closer to the 4 ball?
He's drawing back. He's straight, pretty straight.
Pretty straight, but he's still going to have position. Yeah, pretty good.
He's kept his angle where he can just go forward for the 5 next.
Well, 1 rail. Played both balls in the same pocket. He's got that kind of angle.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Go forward off this side rail, go across table, shoot the 5.
He'll be perfect.
Like that.
Now he's got the good angle to go to the 6. 7 is out in the open, so there's not much to do when you make the 6. But you would like to get close to the 6.
Ronnie has run out every open rack he's had except 1. There's only been 1 rack where he failed to get out when they were out in the open. So I got a feeling he's going to get out here too.
Yeah, he got good on it. He's going to draw to the side rail, 1 rail, get closer to the 7.
The only thing mildly difficult here is to get from the 7 to the 9. That's why he wants this good angle. Yukio sitting in his chair.
Well, he got the good 1 rail angle.
Yeah,
Just got to put a hair left-hand English so you don't go in that corner pocket.
You see Yukio with his head on his hand, knowing that The end is near.
And now the end is near, and as I face the final curtain.
Yeah. Not a good feeling. You know, we used to say, Danny, he's getting the chair.
Losing is not any good feeling.
Danny, you got a good voice, you know. You ever thought about changing careers?
How many careers could I have, Jay? I like to sing.
I want to put you on. You know, they always talk about the young kids on American Idol. Why don't they have an old veteran on American Idol? I'm going to nominate you for that show.
American Idol.
Huh?
Oh, please.
Oh, they'd love you. The world would love you.
Yeah.
Huh? And this is it for the match. Johnny Archer wins 10-3. We're going to take a short break from the Ultimate 10 Ball Championship, and we'll be back with another match in just a few minutes. Don't go away.